Hello fellow gardeners and welcome back to the Humus Heritage. Today we're embarking on a fascinating journey to the rooftops of the world, where ancient cultivators discovered secrets that modern science is only now beginning to fully appreciate. Ever wondered how you could grow a thriving garden on a mountaintop, where the air is thin and the soil is unforgiving? Forget your standard compost. We're about to unveil a secret weapon, an unexpected superfood for your plants that's been overlooked for centuries, especially at high altitudes. You won't believe what it is, and the incredible difference it can make. The High Altitude Gardening Challenge. Imagine trying to coax life from soil at elevations above 8,000 feet, where oxygen levels drop precipitously and temperatures swing wildly between scorching days and freezing nights. The stark reality of high-altitude gardening presents obstacles that would discourage even the most determined cultivator. The thin atmosphere means less protection from intense ultraviolet radiation, while relentless winds strip moisture from both soil and plant tissues at alarming rates. The growing season compresses into a brief window, sometimes lasting mere weeks, and the soil itself often resembles something closer to mineral dust than the rich, living medium we associate with productive gardens. For gardeners attempting to work in these extreme conditions, frustration becomes a familiar companion. Plants remain stubbornly stunted, their leaves pale and growth, well, painfully slow. Yields disappoint year after year, with vegetables barely reaching even half their lowland size. Seeds germinate sporadically, if at all, and those that do sprout struggle to establish roots in compacted, lifeless soil that sheds water like a stone surface. Yet remarkably, for thousands of years, Himalayan communities cultivated thriving gardens in precisely these conditions without ever purchasing a single bag of synthetic fertilizer or following contemporary soil amendment protocols. Yak dung, nature's mountain, superfood for soil. The answer to this apparent paradox lies in an unlikely source that most modern gardeners would, honestly, initially dismiss as simply livestock waste. Yak dung represents something far more sophisticated than ordinary manure, and understanding its unique properties reveals why Himalayan gardeners considered it their most valuable resource. Unlike cattle or horse manure, yak dung emerges from animals that have evolved over millennia to extract maximum nutrition from the toughest, most fibrous alpine vegetation. The yak's remarkable digestive system processes plants through multiple fermentation chambers, creating an end product that's extraordinarily rich in partially decomposed organic matter, and honestly, it's already halfway toward becoming humus. The chemical composition of yak dung differs substantially from typical farm manure in ways that make it uniquely suited to high-altitude conditions. It contains an exceptional balance of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but crucially, these nutrients exist in forms that release slowly over extended periods, instead of just flushing away with the first mountain rainfall. The dung harbors cold-adapted microorganisms that remain active at temperatures that would send conventional soil bacteria into dormancy. These hardy microbes continue working even when nighttime temperatures plunge near freezing, steadily breaking down organic matter and making nutrients available to plant roots throughout the abbreviated growing season. Perhaps most importantly, yak dung's fibrous structure creates immediate improvements in soil physical properties that chemical fertilizers simply cannot replicate. The undigested plant fibers act as tiny sponges throughout the soil matrix, dramatically increasing water-holding capacity in environments where moisture conservation means the difference between harvest and failure. These same fibers improve soil aggregation, creating the crumbly structure that allows both air and water to penetrate while preventing erosion on steep mountain slopes. As the organic matter gradually decomposes, it builds long-term soil fertility by increasing humus content, creating a self-sustaining cycle that eliminates the need for external inputs. So, practical applications. Well, from pasture to potting mix, implementing yak dung in your own high-altitude garden requires understanding both traditional wisdom and modern safety considerations. So, the most critical step here involves proper preparation because, well, fresh dung can actually contain pathogens and carry such high ammonia levels that direct application may end up burning plant roots. Traditional Himalayan practice, involved collecting dried dung cakes from pastures where they had naturally cured for several weeks under the intense mountain sun. This natural drying process not only sterilized the material through ultraviolet exposure, but also stabilized the nutrients, transforming raw waste into a safe, shelf-stable amendment. For those seeking maximum benefit, the composting approach, honestly, yields superior results while eliminating any pathogen concerns. Creating a yak dung compost actually begins with layering the manure with carbonaceous materials like straw, dried leaves, or shredded woody stems in roughly equal proportions. Unlike lowland composting that requires frequent turning and careful moisture management, high-altitude composting proceeds more slowly, but hey, it demands less intervention. The resulting compost, ready after 3 to 6 months, becomes a concentrated soil builder that can transform even the most degraded mountain soil into a productive growing medium. A 2-inch layer worked into garden beds before planting provides sufficient nutrients for an entire season, while continuing to improve soil structure for years afterward. If this exploration of mountain gardening wisdom has inspired you, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage and share this video with fellow gardeners who might benefit from these insights. Together, we're building a community that values traditional knowledge while embracing the best of modern understanding. Let's continue learning from the earth and from each other.